Hi again, it's Dawn from Create to 8, and today we're going to look at Kumihimo braiding, which is an ancient art of braiding. And a couple things you need for this are you need a loom. So this is called a Kumi loom, and I've already got my strands of cord and stuff put on here. You need a weight. Okay, so I've got a weight back here. Okay, so this is a weight, and it helps to have these bobbins to wrap your cord in so that your cord doesn't get tangled up. It's not necessary, but it sure is helpful. So I would highly recommend you having those. And you need some cord. So I use a lot of the polyester, what's called rat tail. I use the 1mm. And today I'm going to use two colors of the 1mm, this satin tail, and I'm going to use some cotton string here, cotton thread, and I'm going to use some ribbon. So I've got some ribbon, so I'm going to use that for a necklace. So you can use any of that. You can use eyelash thread. You can use really fine thread. You can use the micro macrame thread, which is what I did here. This is micro macrame. You just get a really thin rope. If you use the 1mm, like I'm getting ready to use, and use 8 cords, this is what you're going to get. This is the thickness of them. And I usually use about 8, well, I use 8 strands, and each strand is going to be 4 feet. And I use 4 feet because most of the necklaces I make, I connect them back here, and then they come around here, and I connect right here. I have a strand of beads that I make, and they're connected right here with the strand of beads. So I've got 2 strands of the Kumihimo braid right here. And let's talk about finishing the braid real fast. When you get through with the braid, you're going to end up with 2 ends like that. And what you do is, first of all, you sew around the end, and I use beading thread because that's a heavier, stronger thread than normal thread, and I just wrap it around real tight after I've sewn it in and out a couple times, and then I cut this really short, as short as I can, and I fray check it. Okay, so I just put fray check on it, and depending on how I'm going to end this, I could put either an end cap on it, like so. These come in a variety of sizes and colors. Here's another size that might fit the smaller thread. Or I can use a cone, okay, or a cap. So here's a cap or a cone. And I would just put it on the end, okay, and I would glue it with E6000 glue to keep it in place. So that's how I finished that. So let's get started. I can show you how to get started with this. And when we get to traveling again, this is a great thing to take on the road with you because you can put it in your lap and you can start working on it, and before you know, you're at your destination and you've got a rope made. So you start with, like I said, I start with 8 strands. Each strand is 4 feet long. If you want to do a full necklace around, you'd want to do 8 strands of 5 feet length. Okay, and tie them together, and then hook this weight onto them. And then you're going to string them. Okay, you're going to put one in. These are all numbered here. So you want to put one in 1 and 32. So that's 132. And then on the opposite end, you want to put 2 strands. So that's north and south. And then you want to do the same thing on east and west. And depending on how you put these colors, depends on the pattern you're going to get. And if you look on Pinterest, you'll see a whole lot of different patterns. So this is going to be kind of like a random pattern. If I put these colors, like the white here, and then the blue here, and then the light blue here, and then the white and blue here, and did it, it would be like a swirl, a circle, going all the way down. So I'm going to show you what I do now. Hopefully I won't drop the phone this time. Okay, so I'm going to try to bring the phone down so you can see this. Okay. And I'm going to start with number 1. This is strand number 1. And I'm going to bring it down to 15. Okay, so I go from 1 to 15. And I put that in there. And then I bring number 17 up. And 17 is going to go right next to 32. So 17 is going to go 31. And then we move it counterclockwise. So, try to do it. Okay, so, sorry, trying to do it differently. So now I've got east. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Move back. I'm going to move, sorry, the 9 is going to go down to the 23. The 25 is going to go up to 7. I'm going to move it counterclockwise again. Okay, so I'm up south now. And I'm going to take the first strand and move it down, over, and take the next strand and bring it up and over. And I'm going to turn it again. Take the first strand and move it down, take the next strand and move it up, turn it counterclockwise. And you just keep doing this. Until you get it to the length you want it to be. Okay. So and do this a couple more times, and then I'm going to stop the video for a while and wrap this up so you can see what it looks like. Okay? Okay, so I've been working on this for a few minutes. And this is what it looks like so far. Okay, so I think it's looking pretty good. You can see that. I'm liking the way that the silver from that cord is going in there. And the one thing that I wasn't expecting, can't really tell the stripe on the other one, but that's cool. Anyway, that's it, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like, and when I get through with it. But I still have to do some beads for it. But anyway,